Has your family ever bothered you over baby names? My mother-in-law didn't just bother us. She declared a one-woman war over it. My husband Mark and I were expecting our first son. We were thrilled. His mom, Carol, was also thrilled, but for a different reason. She saw it as a chance to bring back her late husband, Walter. From the moment we announced the pregnancy, she decided our son's name would be Walter. It wasn't a suggestion, it was a fact. Mark and I hated the name. It felt old and stuffy, but we tried to be gentle. We're still thinking about it, Mom, Mark would say. That didn't stop her. A week later, a package arrived. It was a baby blanket with Walter Jr. stitched in blue. Then came tiny hats, little shoes, and a silver rattle, all engraved with the initial W. She told everyone at her church, all her friends, and the entire extended family that we were naming him Walter. We started getting cards and gifts addressed to baby Walter. It was like our decision didn't matter at all. The situation got really bad at our baby shower. I walked in and my heart just sank. The banner over the door read, "Welcome Walter." The cake was a giant blue W. Every single balloon and every single napkin was customized. Carol stood in the middle of the room, smiling, accepting congratulations for the name as if it was her own grand announcement. During the gift opening, she gave us her main present, a huge framed portrait of her late husband. She gave this whole speech about how Walter's spirit would now live on through our son, and how he was finally coming back to her. It was so uncomfortable. People were looking at us, expecting us to be crying with joy, but I just felt sick and trapped. Mark was sweating and trying to smile, but his eyes were screaming for help. That night, Mark and I sat in the nursery surrounded by things for a baby named Walter. "We can't do this," I said, holding a onesie with the name embroidered on it. "She's taken over everything," Mark agreed. He was tired of being pushed around by his mom. We knew we couldn't confront her at the shower and cause a huge scene. That would have been the drama she wanted. So we came up with a different plan. We played along. We thanked everyone for the Walter gifts. We smiled, we nodded, and we let her believe that she had won. For the next month, we just went quiet about the name. Whenever she brought it up, we would quickly change the subject. She took our silence as use agreeing with her. We spent that month digging through old records at the county courthouse and searching online ancestry sites. We were looking for something, anything, that could give us a way out. One afternoon, Mark found it. It was a scanned copy of his father's original birth certificate from 1952. We just stared at it on the computer screen. 2 weeks later, our beautiful son was born. We sent out a simple announcement card to everyone. It had a picture of our baby wrapped in a plain white blanket. Below the picture, it read, "Introducing Leo Alexander." Our phones immediately started blowing up. Friends were confused. Aunts were asking if we made a typo. And then the call from Carol came. Mark put it on speaker. "What is this?" she screamed without even saying hello. "Who is Leo? You were supposed to name him Walter. You have dishonored your father's memory." Mark took a deep breath. "Actually, Mom, we did honor him," he said, his voice perfectly calm. "We honored the man he really was." There was silence on her end. "What are you talking about?" she finally asked. "We found Dad's birth certificate, Mom," Mark continued. "His legal first name wasn't Walter. It was Leo. Walter was his middle name. A name he once told me he always hated because his own father forced it on him." The line went completely quiet. We could just hear her breathing. "He said people only called him Walter because you liked it so much when you met. He went by Leo his entire childhood. We didn't name him Walter because Dad wouldn't have wanted that. We named him Leo. We honored the name he actually chose for himself." For the first time in his life, Mark had left his mother speechless. She had spent decades honoring a name her own husband disliked. She quietly hung up the phone. The Walter gifts stopped coming, and everyone in the family finally understood who we were really honoring.